Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Royal Low Podcast. So the Obi-Wan trailer came out.
Mm-hmm.
The new one, I just saw this today. Kind of late with it. I'm not the most Star Wars fan, type person. I like the movies. I like the lore. I like the shows and things like that. I love the lightsabers. Y'all got a chance to check out the trailer that recently came out. What of it? What's going on in this trailer? Like, who? I don't know the people I'm seeing, but they looking dope. Like, who's there was a look like a lightsaber with a circle around it.
Yeah, that's the Inquisitors.
That's the Inquisitor
lightsaber. Yeah, they all have the same one.
All right, who's the pale-faced dude with the thing and he's walking and people are walking behind him?
That'd be the Grand Inquisitor.
And what does he do? What's Inquisitor? What
he's
does he
the
inquisite?
boss. Inquisitors are tasked by Darth Vader specifically to hunt down any remaining Jedi.
They were ex-Jedi, right?
Not always.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes he just trained them in the dark side of the Force and just sent them out. Darth Vader could give less of a shit about the Inquisitors. He actually doesn't like them very much.
What the fuck is going on?
He wants the Jedi dead.
But he wants the Jedi dead.
That all?
He's got to delegate. He's got to delegate a little bit.
And the Grand Inquisitor is the dude that's running.
Yep, he's in charge of all the rest of them.
All of
and then
them,
you got Second Sister walking around behind him.
Who are these sisters? I'm playing a video game. That's one thing I am playing Fallen Order on Twitch. I might be playing it on. No, I'm gonna keep that on Twitch. I'll be playing Grand Theft Auto probably here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, one or the other. I don't know which one is more G-rated or PG-rated. Should I be shooting people?
Probably Fallen Order.
Should I be shooting people in the face on YouTube or should I be shooting people in the face on Twitch?
No, I don't know. I don't know what Twitch's policies are.
Well, they don't care about Grand Theft Auto. I know that. But and then what's some other games like? They be shooting people in the face all day in those games, Valorant and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty.
Red Dead.
Oh, but there's no blood. Anyway, so, y'all haven't played the game? Have y'all played that game?
No. Jedi Fallen Order, we have not.
No. Okay, are y'all gonna play it? Have y'all seen people play it?
I want to play it. I hear it's really awesome.
So. Okay, it is good so far. I'm playing it. Well, yeah, so I gotta figure out who these Inquisitor people is. That's from Rebels, and I only seen like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of Rebels.
Yeah,
which is the ones where Ahsoka was fighting Darth Vader. Those are the ones I saw. Almost cried a little bit.
It's intense.
But the Obi-Wan comes out the 27th. Is 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I'll get hyped.
We get some teasers. You see them putting on Vader's arm, putting on his chest plate.
Yes,
lights up. Because there was a great. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, and they were basically like, "This is gonna bridge the gap between the Obi-Wan we know in Episode 4 and the Obi-Wan we left in Episode 3."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And basically, like, difference is Obi-Wan from Episode 4 tells Luke, "Oh yeah, Darth Vader murdered your father," whereas in Episode 3 he's still kind of like probably holding out hope for Anakin. Okay. So we have to see in this series why he loses hope and is like, "No, your dad's dead. Darth Vader killed him."
Why he loses? Okay.
People are speculating there's the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
In the series?
Rebels.
Rebels, okay.
Yeah, and so people are speculating that we will see that fight because it's a huge part of Rebels, and that kind of is in like Obi-Wan's turning point to like, you are not the person I knew, you're not the person I trained.
Yeah.
See, I gotta go watch Rebels. Is that why y'all catching up on it, or have y'all already been?
Yeah, we already got all the way through Clone Wars, and so then we're working through. What are we on, like season 2 or 3 of Rebels?
3.
I think we're already on season 3 of
Rebels. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do y'all know any inside details about what's going to happen on Obi-Wan or anything like that?
No.
No inside.
They made a really cool sand sculpture at Disney.
Yeah.
A sand sculpture?
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, they built a whole sand sculpture. It looks like
is it really sand though?
Like the front of a bazaar in like Tatooine. Yeah. Kind of looks like that.
And then you want to know a funny anecdote? This is why we can't have nice things. Some dude, some old like 40, 50, no. I'm gonna say old enough to know better. That's really what the point. That's really what the point of the age thing is. I'm not ageist. It's just old enough to know better.
Right.
Wearing like a quilted vest with a big old like blingy red skull on the back, right? Mm-hmm. Probably thought he looked real cool. Was taking all the change out of his pockets and his wife's bag, and was chucking coins at the sand sculpture because they had like done people and
so it really was.
Yeah, it's real sand.
That's why I asked. It was it really was sand, and he just. I was gonna say my next question was gonna be, can you like scrape out the sand and like mess it up?
It's
so it
behind
could be
like
up.
A barrier. There's like where they had a pond. They basically like drained the whole pond and then built the sand sculpture inside of it. So there's probably like a good 4 or 5 feet. No one can get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, security had to come over and embarrass the hell out of him because he was being a right jerk.
What the heck is going on? Do they let y'all drink at Disney? Is that a thing? They got a Disney bar?
You can drink in downtown.
the cantina?
And you can
And
drink in DCA. Well, there's a bar in
The
Galaxy's
Star Wars
Edge.
bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a cantina.
But
All right.
yeah, it's really cool though. It's really neat. It's like it's huge. It's probably like taller than the table.
Yeah, it's big.
Almost like the width of the table. That's like it's really intricate.
Nice.
It's quite impressive.
It's super
Nice.
cool.
And you said, do you think there's going to be a Obi-Wan, Darth Vader fight in
for
this
sure.
one?
Yeah.
Think it'll be like,
probably.
think they'll cut the black on it at the end, it'll be like the end of season 1, or you think we'll get
I
it
don't
fresh in the
know.
middle, or you know?
I don't think there will be a season.
Yeah, I
2.
think this is just like
one and done.
I think it's like an event.
They're
yeah.
calling it a limited series.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just gonna
It's
be
not
like
just
Moon
like
Knight?
a series. Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
we'll get to soon. All right.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited.
Oh,
I
man.
also had someone ask me today. They're like, "So who is the bigger nerd, Star Wars nerd, you or your husband?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said begrudgingly, Joe is the bigger Star Wars nerd.
Probably.
He is. And
Look at
like,
the shirt.
I also love Star Wars, so I would like to take that crown,
Mm-hmm.
but he is the bigger nerd when it comes to lore.
Well, find
and,
solace in the fact that you're a bigger nerd than I am.
Thank
Because you've
you.
read like novels. Have y'all read
I've
read novels?
Some of the novels.
I've
comics?
read
Any of
like
the comics?
excerpts from them, but I've never read through them.
Comics,
but-
I have listened to people read them on YouTube. You know
Keep
what
it
I
up
mean?
on
Okay,
that
okay,
Star
okay,
Wars
okay.
wiki,
It's
though.
about, it's about the same. About the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you took in the information
I
from a
want
novel.
the information, but I
haven't.
don't have time to sit there and read it, so I
Yeah.
just play it
I've
while
only-
I'm like driving down the road.
I've only done the movies, a Lego game maybe, and this video game, and then the animated series and stuff
I
like
will
that.
say some of the people that are reading them, I wish they were better, like voice actors.
Oh, that-
But, you take what you can get.
Oh, so it's not like Audible or nothing like that.
No, it's just guys on YouTube.
Well, speaking of the lightsaber battles between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, y'all were gracious enough to bring along your lightsabers that you have. They have their own personal lightsabers.
Yeah.
I asked them to bring it along in in the wake of Star Wars Day. And if y'all could like to show off to
I mean, they're
us some of
technically
your
both
lightsabers, things like
yours.
that.
Yeah, maybe.
They're technically both.
Let's
Remember
see.
when I said he's the bigger Star Wars nerd?
So
They're,
this
technically,
is-
they're technically both his.
So this side,
Well,
and I'll explain this to Nate.
well first, where do they come from?
So these
Don't
are
mind
from Disney. These are their
Galaxy's Edge Legacy.
legacy lightsabers.
Okay.
So it's just characters from the movies and stuff.
All right.
So this half is Darth Maul's original lightsaber.
A little twirl. People see it.
This is Darth Maul's original lightsaber from Episode 1.
All right.
And then in that, when Obi-Wan cuts him in half, he also cuts his lightsaber in half.
Right.
So later on, when he starts forming a criminal syndicate, he builds this part to make it double-bladed again. This is like the Shadow Syndicate
Nice.
double-bladed version of it.
All right.
It's super dope.
And y'all put
then-
it together and made it one.
Yeah, you buy them separately, and then they both come with a connector piece. That you
This
throw
half
together.
was Christmas gift, and this half was birthday gift.
Yeah, and it's really
come
cool.
on the same day.
Because you can like see the
December and
kyber
January.
crystal.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
very
right.
close.
Yeah, you can like see the kyber crystal through the vent here. You can like see the red.
All right.
Yeah, so you can see it when it lights up. It's super cool. And then we got this one,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is from Savi's workshop. So you get a couple different choices on like a theme for
Right,
your
right.
blade.
Mhm.
And this one is it's elemental nature. So it's got like wood paneling on all this. This is like a leather piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of like a hammered stone look or hammered metal look rather than like smooth futuristic kind of metal.
Is
Yeah.
it got some weight to it? Like how
Oh, yeah,
how
it's
heavy do
heavy.
you think it is?
Take a feel.
Wait.
Yeah.
Bust mine in the face with it.
Oh yeah, there's a couple lightsabers that we sell that literally could be home defense weapons.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Am I breaking it when I do that?
No.
They're sturdy.
So how long have you had each of them?
Uh,
you said December, January. How
That
long
we
have you
got
had
when
this one?
Galaxy's Edge opened in 2019, 2019,
19, I believe. Yeah.
right?
Something
Wait.
like that.
Hold, you keep going. When did Galaxy's Edge open?
Yeah. This one
And,
we just finished
I should know.
this Christmas.
I was gonna say. So who made each of them? Who made them?
That one I made because that one basically every piece, like the top, the piece right
This
where
up
the
here? Or
yeah, so like the bottom, all that stuff. There are like 2 or 3 different options for each section.
like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, or like
2019.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
every piece has different options. for like which you could choose, and so that one's the one I made. This one, however, you can't customize at all. They're just
okay. Oh yeah, because
specifically to look
from...
like Darth Maul's lightsaber. Yeah.
Gotcha. I see a little lip here. It looks like something can open up.
Yes.
Are y'all able to show us the crystals inside and such?
You want
Yeah.
He is the expert. He built it. I was the +1. I have my favorite video in the entire world though, of him turning around. I'm like, "What you doing?" He's like,
"Hold up, show
building
people.
a lightsaber."
You hold your hand down.
So on the inside, that is where you insert your kyber crystal.
Nice.
And so you can
remove that and everything too.
Yep.
Yeah, you can pick a bunch of different ones. You can take them out, insert a different color. We have pretty much every color except for the black obsidian kyber crystal.
May I?
Yeah.
Of course.
Touch things.
And so the black obsidian ones specifically are rare because you have to buy a red lightsaber, and then it's like, what is it, like 1 in 100?
I think it's 1 in 100.
1 in 100 have a black crystal inside.
But it's just a red casing. You don't know.
The red ones have
1 in
like
100?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that to people?
They
want
more money,
people
baby.
buy it.
More money, baby.
I definitely have, we have like 3.
We've only bought 2 reds.
Yeah, we bought 2 reds. 1 in the hopes of getting a black kyber crystal. Didn't get it. And then we bought another one.
Yeah,
again.
Do you know anybody who has a black one?
No one
I don't
personally,
think so.
no. I mean, people are selling them on eBay.
Yeah, they sell on eBay for lots of money.
Are we talking 3 digits or 4 digits?
3 digits.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 digits. Definitely not.
What about
So
I was gonna say, what are they made of? Like, is that because is the other one metal and that's like a plastic, a hard plastic, or
they're both. Hold on, this is what I do at work. I'm just kidding.
No, break it down.
So basically, all of the build your own Savi's workshop, they have a plastic chassis on the inside where you put all of the pieces onto, but all of the pieces that you add to them are all metal.
Is that on the top is metal? I thought that was plastic.
No,
that's not
metal,
plastic. Doesn't it say it again?
Yeah, they're all metal.
All right.
Yeah, and then these ones are most often metal.
Oh shit! Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think every single
this part
legacy
isn't
one is
metal,
just
but
different metal.
this is
leather.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
But for the most part, the only thing that's plastic is like where the kyber crystal goes
And
into.
like these buttons.
And the buttons are plastic, yeah.
Stop
But
looking
all
up.
of like the actual bases are metal. I think the heaviest ones we have is Rey's lightsaber, and Kylo Ren obviously are
hefty boys.
they're like home defense weapons. It's
Bust mine in the
really
head.
serious.
Bash somebody with it.
You were showing me earlier when you turn it on without the
yeah.
blade, because
So
they
there's
don't have the blades with them right now. But
So if you don't have the blade and you try to turn it on, put it towards the mic, it'll short circuit. This kind of helps with the Disney magic a little bit.
that's dope.
And like during the ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
when you all build your lightsabers, there's like a little tube, and you stick it in there, and then there's a blade hidden in there. So like, you all.
Spoiler alert! I'm just kidding.
Oh,
People wanted to go.
If it's a spoiler, then don't say it. But
I guess it is a spoiler.
Cut that out.
cut it out on the live feed.
Shit! Don't listen to that.
Well, he didn't go through the whole thing. But
No,
it's
it's
cool.
fine. It's fine. Maybe people weren't listening.
I mean, it was my next question was how do you get your hands on them besides going to eBay or something like that? Can you only get it at a certain place? Can you go in the stores and they got it down
Only
at
Disney,
LA
baby.
Boulevard, like Disneyland or World?
Yeah.
Yep, both.
Both of them.
Both.
Yeah, it's just the build your owns are a little more expensive.
All right. Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate y'all bringing them. The last and most important question is, have y'all fought with them yet?
I fought some friends with them. Yeah. When we first got.
Because I'm asking about like the durability of them and everything.
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
They're pretty durable.
They're
They're
pretty
definitely
durable.
not like the ones that are specifically made for like lightsaber combat.
Well, because
Okay.
these ones they have detachable blades, so they're
Yeah.
always going to be a little less sturdy than the ones that are like one solid
They're
piece.
just
Okay.
bolted in.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
Mhm.
Oh, all right.
But they're
But
pretty dang
The
sturdy.
day I got that one, like
Mhm.
built it, they give you like a whole like back sling case and everything.
Oh shit.
I
all right.
pulled it out and we were taking pictures in front of the Millennium Falcon, and some little kid with a lightsaber walked up to me and like kind of did this, and I was like, "This is the moment I've been waiting for." Yeah. Took it out, and then me and this kid were like lightsaber fighting for like 5 minutes, and his mom's sitting over there, she's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, this is exactly what I wanted."
Your
This woman I'm waiting
kid
for.
and my big kid are having a great time.
What color was the blade?
The original we got was green.
I mean, what color was the little kids?
Oh, the little kids. I think it was blue.
Oh, all right. I was like, did he have a red
Was
one?
it a Sith?
Yeah,
I
like
know.
coming at you.
A little Sith coming
It's
at
just
you.
training. It's fine.
I guess another question. Do they treat y'all differently? The people differently who walk around with red versus
Yes.
blue? Oh, they do.
Yeah, they will.
I love that, man. They
Yeah,
keep
so
staying
in
character.
Galaxy's Edge, have you been, Nate?
I have not been.
Oh my God,
I want a
that's
red.
right.
I want a
We need
red
to go.
blade. Yeah.
So in
You're setting that
Galaxy's
up.
Edge, the way that they've built it is basically there's like the main hub where the First Order has control. And
Alright.
then there's like almost a more neutral zone, which is the marketplace. And then the resistance base where they're hiding out is where Rise of the Resistance is.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
so
okay.
it's like the opposite end as far away from the First Order. So like if you walk around the Resistance outpost with your green or blue blade, they'll acknowledge you like warmly and like, yes, part of the Resistance, like bright suns. And then opposite, if you go in with your blue or green lightsaber into the First Order territory, the stormtroopers will heckle you.
Yeah.
Everyone will treat you differently because you have like a Jedi colored blade.
Have y'all walked around with a red blade?
No,
we haven't gone
to Disney
with the red.
But
That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah, when I
Yeah.
was walking around without it lit, I just kind of had the hilt in my
Right,
hand.
right,
They
right.
were like, I think one of the stormtroopers was like, "That better be just an antique for your collection, right?" And I was like, "Yep, yep, just an antique."
It's so cool. It's so
I love
immersive.
it. Yes, I love that. when
Everyone's just
when
roaming
people get
around.
into it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So cool.
So if I want to go and I want to get me a nice Sith blade, I have to build it before. Like that all come with buying it, or can I just buy it?
You can
outright?
you can
You
go
can buy a
in.
character one,
Yeah, you can buy like Darth Vader's
but if you want
blade
your
or
own blade,
If I'm my
you have
own,
to build it.
yeah,
Alright.
you'd have to build it.
can I ask about how much that might run up, brother?
Right now it's about $230.
230.
Oh,
But
alright.
buying
It's like a whole
I got that
experience.
so
Yeah.
I'm
buying
making my
a
blade.
normal like legacy blade
Mhm.
total is about $230.
Okay.
So you're basically spending the same amount.
And the crystal come with it and everything.
Yep, crystal comes with
And
it.
you can
blade
choose your
comes
color?
with it.
Yep, you get to
Backsling
choose.
comes with it.
With the original, you get to choose between red, blue, green, and purple, and then you can buy yellow and white separately.
Yellow and okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm dicing people up with that red one. Get that red one
Yeah,
first.
you can get that red one.
Yeah.
And I represent Sam Jackson
And you
later.
can bring a guest too. That's the cool thing. So
Yeah,
like if
you
you
get
were
a
this
guest.
one, your guest could come in and watch because that's what I did with him.
It might be more than one now. 'Cause I think I've
No,
seen
it's
like
always been one.
families going there.
Yeah, but they'll have like each kid building a lightsaber.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still one guest.
We'll see.
Mom come in with the dad come in with me. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So appreciate it. Thank y'all for
Yeah.
for coming. Thank y'all for bringing in.
All right, bye.
Thanks for bringing in the lightsabers.
Anytime.
Next week, probably bring like the blade and spark it up for y'all.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got my little stank nasty back there, but you know, I just light that up only when people follow me on Twitch and stuff like that. If I get some new subscribers here, and I got to figure out this whole live stream thing. But if we get followers or something like that, I'll light it up for them. So again, lightsaber fights. I can't wait to see him. Obi-Wan. Thank y'all for bringing y'all. Can't wait to see y'all lightsaber fights in person. At some point, we'll live stream that.
Yeah.
Just in the park at night.
Yes. And yeah. So speaking of fighting, there's a lot of fighting going on in Moon Knight.
Ooh.
Episode 6,
Yeah, there was.
Gods and Monsters, Disney Plus. We about to spoiler talk this thing up.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. That's all we do on this show. That's why it's days after stuff comes out, so we can just openly talk freely. I'm not good with trying to and then the scene when the bull, remember the thing? Yeah, that was dope. I can't do that. I gotta be specific and just blat it all out.
Yeah.
So hopefully y'all have seen it. If you haven't, you don't care about spoilers, we're gonna be spoiling Doctor Strange as well. But yeah, so before we dig into it, my overall thoughts is the fight sequences are dope. Layla got a brand new outfit. Conchu got a brand new outfit. Overall, it's an awesome
He
show.
did.
It's an awesome show overall. This last episode seemed a little bit rushed, but which in turn gives a testament to the rest of the series, which like I kept saying every time we got together that each episode packed a lot in to such a small time, and they did it real good. The pacing. This one seemed a little rushed. I wish they had like another episode to stretch it out a little bit, but yeah, it was great. And then Yatzil made an appearance. You know, Avatar of Hathor.
They did real quick.
Music, got us music and loving,
And then she
loving
also,
music.
I think, got killed.
Yeah,
That was
about
the
to die.
dark days. But so, Manji versus Joe, you got to see this overall thoughts before we dig into the highlights and stuff like that. What's your overall thoughts of episode 6 and the series? You know, as a whole.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like I was really happy with a lot of it. I'm glad it ended the way it did. Yeah, it just seemed just seems really rushed. Like I get it. Like you like looking at the plot points and things. Like you had a lot to get done.
Yeah.
In a very short amount of time. I feel like if you could have almost quickened the pace of everything that happened in the asylum. In the previous episode, you could have gotten a little bit of Layla getting her Scarlet Scarab outfit, talking to Yatzil.
Yes.
Talking to Yatzil, getting into the thing and like breaking Khonshu's statue.
Yeah.
And then you could have kicked off just straight from there.
Yeah,
and then you had more time to develop all the rest of that stuff. But yeah, I was really happy. I loved her outfit. I love that she got to kick some ass. We were talking about it a little earlier that some people will complain that like, oh, you know, the female character always gets her like super suit in the last episode.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's good at stuff. And I would agree because like give them their own show or get them their stuff halfway through the series.
Right.
Like I agree that they shouldn't wait till the last episode before they have the girls suit up.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a show.
Yeah.
Make them a main character. There's no point not to at this point.
I agree. Mariah, your overall thoughts, this this last episode and the series as a whole.
I really liked it. I really did enjoy myself the entire way. I know that there's some differences about how the ending was, what have you. I mean, the whole thing with these Marvel shows is that like we almost speculate to the point of absurdity with certain things, you know.
And the movies,
And the movies, yep, which we will talk about later.
Yep.
But I really liked it. I think it hit all of the emotional notes that the last episode, which was basically just, you know, talking in rooms. Basically, like, there was no action, really, except for that very, very last fight with, like, the sand monsters.
Yeah.
Everything else was just talking in rooms, and I feel like if all of that time spent on the emotion hadn't paid off in the last episode, I would have been really upset.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why, you know what I mean? It would have felt like wasted time.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I loved it. Having the scene where Oscar Isaac just doing his...
Oh, yeah.
But switching so fluidly between Steven and Mark, not only with the costumes, but also with the dialogue. Like, we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
it's always been very disjointed.
Yeah.
So when it flowed from one to the next and back again, by far, that was my favorite part of the book.
In like one shot, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
It's like backing up and there's like, his face is, his
I
posture.
mean, yeah, the physicality, the vote, like everything,
Also,
being able to see it back and forth was amazing.
Yeah, Steven definitely came into his own in this episode. Like, he's sitting there haggling and arguing with Khonshu.
Yeah, when he sat down on the rock, chilling.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, well, I'm just going to sit here. And he like, wife's... I love oh my gosh, the Steven bit where he tackles Arthur Harrow into that, like, looks like the window of a TV store or something. He like throws him off to the side and he like he like wipes off his jacket, wipes off his sleeve, walks straight over, and then immediately gets wrecked.
Yeah.
Like straight into the... I'm like, what a Steven moment.
Yes.
Bam! Just gets ruined. It's so good.
Yeah, a lot of fights with the fighting and it was dope. It was really dope. It was kind of cheesy to run the running up the pyramid. That was kind of cheesy.
Like kind of sideways.
Yeah, that was Marvel right there. That was like, we still Marvel, y'all. Marvel's still in the building.
It felt like the problem was the battle between like Ahmet and Khonshu almost felt pointless.
Oh, like they didn't
like
need to
the
have
big
that
kaiju versions of them were
there.
like up there fighting by the pyramids. I'm like, but the real fights down here.
The only time it was really neat was when they mirrored it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like
that.
That's what that shot when you see them fighting and they were back there.
If we only had
dope.
that shot and the rest of it was just Mark, Steven, and Arthur,
yeah.
and that was the only shot we got of the gods fighting, I think that would have worked better.
And if we had gotten, like, if Ahmet had started, like, if she'd gotten, like, a hold of Khonshu's head and started, like, crushing it, and, like, you heard cracking, and then, like, the suit was starting to, like, fade, there would have been some, like, I would have cared about their fight, because it actually had consequences down on the ground, but they were just kind of throwing each other and, like...
Yeah, because even... Like in this thing, I have this graphic up here when he was like.
I was just gonna say I like the scepter to the neck thing.
When he was, when he was kicking her butt, Or
Yeah.
either one of them would be affected.
Yeah,
The
had a
suit
moment
wasn't- the
either
suit
way.
wasn't
Like
being affected,
he
right?
really jams into her
No,
neck.
not that
and
we
then
saw.
Arthur Harrow's like cane turns back into this like the crocodile head rather
I like
than
that
the
moment
axe.
too. I just
Yeah.
like the way it turned into the alligator. The cane
Yeah,
was
just
like,
kind of.
Yeah.
yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't think we really saw. I mean, this is the thing about TVs, movies, and filmmaking, though. Maybe there were
Moments that they
cuts.
shot.
Maybe there were moments where they shot those things,
Mm.
and they just
Oh,
like
yeah.
test audiences weren't catching them, so they said this
Yeah.
is slowing it down. You know, like we don't know who's to say, but
Yeah,
yeah,
true
that
that, true
shot
that.
of them mirrored behind them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Another moment I liked is when the asshole dude who took this Khonshu statue and put it away when he died. That was
Oh,
great
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I didn't like when Yatzil died, but when he died, I was like,
Yeah,
ah, yeah,
buddy.
the fuck you get. Well, he did help out a little bit in the end, though, but they could have gave those lines to Yatzil instead of to that bull. But
Yeah.
I mean, he was
that's just me being.
but he was
me.
Osiris's avatar.
All
And
right.
I think what they were implying is that like Osiris's avatar dying was what made Osiris open his gates again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
to
yeah.
let them
all
back.
right, all right, that makes sense.
That's what I think it
Alright.
was. It's like, holy shit, things are really going down. I need them back too.
Yeah.
And so it was Osiris's own avatar getting killed that opened the gates, I think.
And freaking Towerette coming in
Yes.
clutch with the freaking boat getting out
Oh
the
my
way
God,
of the
yeah.
sand.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that scene. When he goes back to get
Yeah.
Goes back for Steven.
yeah. Like, should he have done that?
No.
And
Like,
just right away.
like there's really serious stuff going on the real world, and you
But
gotta
I'm
get
not-
back. But
yeah, I'm not.
I think it's, it had to happen. Read it as a testament to how close him and Steven have grown, or like how much his arc has led him to value
Does-
Steven.
the scales were balanced when Steven was gone. So why go back and get him?
Well, because he
I think it's because
and did it need to be? Did he need to lose him in order to appreciate him? Or, you know what I mean? That's how I was trying to, like, why go back and get? I mean, I like, of
I
course.
want to know your read on
we
this.
like
but
to call it.
what my
Yeah.
read on it is like Steven was basically created to protect Mark.
Steven, yeah.
And so Mark all this time had kind of been like pushing him away, resenting him, like putting up the wall between them.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was almost like the moment that Steven was actually able to like fulfill his purpose and Mark
Okay.
appreciating and accepting that, I think is what balanced the scales, is how I read it.
Oh, so before he went overboard, the scales should have been balanced.
I don't know per se, and this is where it gets.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I
what
think
I'm like,
it's
because he went to the
purposely
field.
ambiguous, though.
Yeah.
I'd have to
He went to, like,
watch the scene again closely.
Well, because we don't see. I think the order of operations is Steven goes over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Mark is reacting to that, and then after his reaction, Tara is saying your scales have balanced.
Yeah, then he just
So they
field.
could have balanced before Steven went over the edge,
And we just didn't see it.
and we just didn't see it.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Tourette told him after it had occurred, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I know you just went through something, but look, your scales are balanced, you know? So I think it was purposely ambiguous, that we don't know when exactly they balanced,
All right.
you know?
all right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's getting too big brain into that. But
Well, they're gonna be unbalanced soon. Soon as well, there's not gonna be another season, but
Mr.
but in the
Lockley.
movies.
yeah.
I,
If he shows up in the movies, that'd be dope.
oh, I'm sure.
Please
He's going to
do.
be our Moon Knight.
Well, I mean,
Like,
what do you mean?
right
he's the only
now,
one who knows.
he is Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the only one with the deal with Khonshu. I can foresee maybe Mark and Steven
Finding out about it.
finding out about it and re-signing a deal with Khonshu to try and keep Jake out of it. Like, keep him more locked away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think for right now, he's the only one who has a deal with Khonshu.
Also, Marvel, bold move,
What's that?
making your climactic fight scene happen in like a skip moment for Mark.
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
Like he's
Mark
on the
blacked
floor
out.
and he's getting the freaking like soul sucked out of him by the
Yeah, Steph.
the
The
staff, and then he
Oh,
cuts out.
that. Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
then also
is that bold movie?
everyone's
Okay, I got
dead.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Everything's on fire. Arthur
Yeah.
Harrow looks like he's dead. He's got his own axe to his face, and he's just like,
I'm pretty sure Joe said out loud, "We don't get to see it."
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
While they're
Layla's just
sitting
sitting
on
there
the
like, Are you okay, man?
We gotta get like
You freaked the hell out, bro.
They had to have like filmed that, and then you'll get on the Disney Plus specials if you.
No,
I bet
I don't think they did.
Because it'd be dope, so dope if you just go back. If it's something they have
Yeah.
like Jake's story or something like that, you get to see
Yeah.
everything he
I
did
don't
in each
think
of them,
they
and just
did.
him whooping ass.
I think
through
they're
all of
cheeky
them,
little
but-
bastards,
I
and I don't think
yeah,
I don't think they
because
filmed
Because
it.
it's. Do you think it's because it's Marvel Disney and Disney doesn't want to show you the rated
No, I
R
think
No.
it's, I
shit
think it's
that
more
Jake
of a
does?
narrative thing that like
It is.
Mark
yeah.
and Steven are our guys, and so anything that Jake does is we don't know. If they don't know,
The
we
way
don't
I
know.
think of it too is
It's
like
bold, and I like it.
it's not just the fact that like I think because with all the Netflix Marvel shows coming to Disney Plus, I think they're not really necessarily afraid of the violence because now they have the mature rating.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
for
right,
me,
right.
it almost reminds me of
That
like
coding.
we'll be getting into slight horror tropes later.
Mm.
But I hate horror movies. I'm just gonna say that right out the gate. But one thing that I've heard that I completely agree with is it's like the monster in your imagination is almost scarier than anything they can put on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like we know Jake Lockley is extremely violent, but it's almost like if we don't see
Yeah.
how they got to that aftermath,
True.
then it's like our own imaginations run wild.
True. 'Cause
And
when
that's
they-
probably even more amazing than anything they could show
Yeah.
us.
when they first did it
Mm-hmm.
in that desert area where like the kid got dropped off the
Yep.
edge and like people just did like who got stabbed up so strong and like
Yep.
did
Yeah.
he cut in and up? We don't
Not
know
to
what.
mention-
Yeah.
In my brain, he
Yes.
cut in and up.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like the things you don't see is almost like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
We got a great taste of it when we finally did see Jake. Like
Oh,
you just see all of the hospital staff dead. Like you didn't have to kill all the hospital staff, but he did because he wants to. And then he's wheeling them out, and like perfect description of his like wanton, needless destruction. Throws Arthur Harrow in the thing, shuts the door, moves the wheelchair like 5 feet, and then just kicks it.
yeah.
And then he gets in the
Yeah.
car, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this guy's just a sociopath. He's just
Jake-
unhinged.
Yeah.
He's got
No fucks.
anger issues."
Everything.
It's all of Mark's anger
I was about to
issues
say all of that.
And I think
channeled
it's
into-
in the same way that Steven was like there to protect him from his mother's rage. I think Jake is there to protect him from like the morally gray areas of mercenary life.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think because me and you were talking about it I think last week. The broken nose one. Remember you
I
said
totally-
you think
I
it slipped
still
in
think
it? You think that's still Jake?
Yeah, there was a little bit of like
'Cause I think so too.
I was a little tenuous about it because the only words we've actually like confirmed have heard Jake Lockley speak are in a different language.
Yeah.
So like
But it still didn't seem like either one of them though. He
haven't-
seemed just confused enough.
so technically the only thing we've seen Jake say when we know it's Jake is something in a different language. So like maybe the intent is that he only speaks that language, but I doubt it.
Can I say something interesting?
Yeah.
I have a little anecdote. So as we all know, as I've said on like every episode of this podcast, I also like to listen to nerd podcasts.
Right.
I will also listen to other people talk about the things we talk about.
Right.
So they
That's good.
on the Ringerverse, one of the hosts, Joanna Robinson, did an interview with Mohammed Diab, who is the director.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, I don't know if you can answer this, but I will ask you directly.
Is that Jake?
Was that Jake, or was the end credit scene the first time we ever saw or heard Jake on camera?
Cool. She got to ask somebody.
And he said, I will tell you this. He goes, the script and the scripted lines for the scenes that you're referring to are Mark. They were meant to be Mark and Steven back and forth. He said, however, there was a lot of gray area between the directors and the other actors on the show not knowing if Oscar Isaac was pulling out different facets of his alter egos while they were on set. So he goes, when I watch it back and when I was on set, there was parts of myself saying, is that Mark that we're seeing right now?
That's Jake, man.
It's but it's so weird because like
they didn't deny it, so
they did
they're
not
confirming
deny
it. And
but
they're
well, he
not
did say,
denying
he
it.
said, I will tell you that I think the end credit scene was the first we saw or heard Jake. Is what the director says. But he said, with that, I'll tell you, everyone else on set was like, Oscar Isaac's doing his shit, and we don't know what the hell he's doing
Yeah.
right now.
He's the director.
I think
So-
Oscar Isaac's taken that to his grave.
Oh.
I say that was Jake for sure.
I think so,
With the
too.
frickin-
Me too.
With the pyramid, gotta be.
Yeah,
gotta be.
that same scowl that he gave in that office was the same when he had in the back of that
Yes.
cab.
The same like glass-eyed look where he's just like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, so you're a doctor? And like,
"Hey, not that."
And it had...
Because he was
It was a
asking
different act.
Steven, I think, right? I think in that scene, Harold was like, Steven, is that you? And he was like, it was supposed to be
believe
Steven.
so.
But Steven don't act like that.
No.
Or was it supposed to be Mark?
It was supposed to be Mark.
Mark.
It's supposed to be Mark.
It was
he's
supposed to
talking
be Mark that Hero was
It's
talking to,
later in the
was
episode that
talking
he
to.
he
But-
says Steven's like, can I talk to Steve? That's
But
it later,
I'm hard pressed to believe that wasn't Oscar Isaac pulling out Jake and just playing up for everybody, showing off and showing out.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it was.
real quick, the fights. I just wanted to touch base with you because Joe's a professional fight and stunt choreographer,
He is.
stunt coordinator. So I just was curious, the fighting scenes with the give me that technical term of the two sticks.
Kali?
Is that what they are?
The Scrimmage sticks.
Scrimmage sticks,
That's what
yes.
people call them
Did
now.
all that look good? And was that all on
Solid.
point and everything? And
Solid work? Yeah.
and Lila's fight? Layla's
fight.
She said-
All of it looked good.
yeah. 'Cause I thought so. And I was
Didn't have
like,
any-
I got to ask Joe about
It's
this.
a little rough because like her wings are CGI, so there was a little bit of like
Yeah.
you could kind of tell, but it's good work.
Did she not, though?
I enjoyed them thoroughly.
Is she
Yes.
now the new favorite winged character? Like, did Falcon, our new Captain America, just get like fucked
Yeah,
with
Falcon,
his costume?
Falcon, you guys, get out of
we
here.
were talking about it today at work.
Because
Look at
now
them, look at
her
them wings,
are the
man.
We were
coolest.
laughing. They're like,
Shit, the whole
oh,
outfit.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, eat your heart out.
Oh.
That's how you do golden wings.
Oh my God, you're so right.
She
Oh,
had golden wings too. Yeah, she had
Absolutely
wings.
right.
Yeah, her
In
like
the- one
her,
of-
I
like
like this outfit
invincible
better,
armor.
In
like,
probably the worst
Oh,
superhero movie ever made,
Oh,
Wonder
that's
Woman
so
84.
That was a dope outfit in a bad movie, but
Yeah.
this outfit
Yes.
overall was dope.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, I just
I
wanna-
love that they kept her natural hair out.
Me
They
too.
didn't
That's
touch
it.
it,
They
like,
had the curly hair with it.
Love it.
Just want to gush over it a little bit.
Love
So I have let's go Marvel Unlimited quote from her
Yeah.
about her outfit. I was gonna read that real quick.
oh yeah.
So this comes from Marvel Unlimited. May Calamari.
Calamway, I
Calamway?
think is it.
Yes.
Calamari though now needs.
She
to be
said,
the-
"That's a calamari." I'm sorry, Calamawi. I'm sorry, May, if I'm messing your name up. All right. Well, she says it's funny because the pants were incredible. We had this man named Wilbur. Shout out to Wilbur, who had hand painted all of the designs on the pants,
Wow.
which I loved, and on the neck. The top part keeps you straight. I figure she's talking about with the
Yeah.
posture. So you're walking around already like this. I guess she gestured. And it
Superhero.
feels really regal and
Yeah.
royal. It's really cool. It's cool when you forget and you look down and you're like, whoa, you're damn right.
You look
Whoa.
great.
Because that shot, just that, when she first like broke him out, she was
Yeah.
all slow with like, what is
Yeah,
this?
she's reaching
on
for the
my-"
daggers behind
Yeah.
her.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And she put it to use good too. And like some people on some podcasts were saying like, how she learned how to. I was like, we gotta.
She was a fighter before.
I saw how she
Always a
learned how to
fighter.
operate what? You give a fighter certain weapons, like
Tools,
they're gonna do
yeah.
what they can. You ain't see she took off her necklace and stabbed somebody in the throat
Yeah.
with it.
She knows how to use knives.
Oh
So
my
what is
God.
the difference between a bladed weapon here and then wings that have blades? It's the same motions.
Yeah.
There's nothing changes. It's
Oh,
like learning
she
how to
was
use
doing
a
it.
stick or a pipe or a wrench.
One of my favorite moments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're.
Oh,
He
no, I was just gonna say.
You're gonna ditch.
Because
A
when
very
you were
true one,
going
though.
to it, I was just thinking about the scenes her fighting and everything, and like she had super strength too, right?
It looked like she had.
Yeah, a little
some
bit.
She
enhancements.
ripped something off with like a door or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes when the little girl said, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?"
Yeah.
My God,
So
I was like,
good.
"Why are you an Egyptian superhero?" She said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Scarlet Scarab is the
Yeah.
name of the
Scarlet
character that
I've
she
heard
is.
some people say, and I'm curious on your guys' opinion on this. It just popped into my brain. Some people were saying, I wonder if it would have hit even harder if she had just asked, "Are you a superhero?" in Egyptian, like in Arabic, in the language,
Oh, that would
and
been
then she
dope,
would
too.
have responded back in their language.
I got
You know what
chills
I
just
mean?
now. I think
They
that
said
would
it almost was a
I just got chills, yeah.
little bit towing the line of pandery.
Yeah,
Like
because she
they
said it.
made
All right.
they
said it in
made
English.
they made the comp of like going to
okay.
Black Panther and saying, "Oh, are you a black superhero?" Or are
Gotcha,
you a
gotcha.
superhero? You know what I mean? Like it almost. I think it would have maybe. I mean, slight
That's only
changes you can
kind
do,
of different.
but-
I don't know.
I hadn't-
She doesn't look like not doesn't look, but she could look without speaking. She can look like she's from anywhere.
But yeah, the
I
little
guess.
girl asking
But-
in Egyptian and her. I'm so
I-
sorry
I
to
like that.
everyone if the language is not actually called Egyptian. I don't know if they were speaking Egyptian or if they were speaking Arabic.
Oh, I got you. But yeah, if she was
yeah,
if they
she's-
would have, the little girl would have spoken her native tongue and just
Yes.
asked, "Are you a superhero?"
And yeah, Layla would have answered in it. I think
Yeah.
it would
Even
have been.
Egyptian though, I think Egyptian would have been okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
Yeah, have the
Somebody
subtitles,
said to
we'll get
America Chavez, "Are you a Mexican superhero?" And she
Yeah.
was like, "Nah, I'm Puerto Rican."
Right.
And like I mean, it'd be
That's
like, oh,
true.
she
Yeah.
answered the question, but
Oh no.
Yeah.
but yeah, that suit, that character, I want to see more of her. Will we see more of her?
I'm sure. Oh,
Gotta hope so.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Where does this? I mean, was there any other highlights that y'all had before? 'Cause I got another question I wanted to ask. Leads on to something else.
It brings a lot of the last little monologue that Khonshu has brings a lot of light to what happened in like Sweden, like when they're trying to get the golden scarab out of his hand, and then Stephen blacks out and he's got blood all over his hands,
Right.
and like that whole interaction that happens, we all thought was Mark doing it. That was definitely all Jake.
It was definitely Jake.
Because Khonshu's the only one talking. Mark isn't saying anything.
Oh, you went back and checked it out?
Yeah, watched it, and it's like first of all, like Mark is more calculated with his violence. I've said it before, and Mark doesn't end up with blood all over him when he's done fighting.
Right.
No.
Right.
And like the fact that Khonshu knew about Jake the whole time and was actively using him.
Absolutely.
And if you've got the golden scarab finally in your hands, like they've been kind of wanting to get it,
Right.
you send your best guy, who's Jake.
You go ahead.
And so, like, when he's talking and he's like, oh, great, the idiot's got the gun. Or the idiot's back, and then he just throw the gun. Like, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to Jake.
You make me think, hold on, I don't know.
There's only one time he says
pieces
give
in
the
my
body
head.
back to Mark, though. But that could just be Khonshu not playing his hand.
When does he... Is that...
Oh, in
He
the
does.
episode?
In the
One
first
or
episode?
two times in the first episode, yeah. He says give the body back to Mark.
In the end, Mark wakes up in the... It is Mark that wakes up in the bed and he gets out the bed and trips, right?
That's Steven.
That's Steven.
That was Steven?
He just forgets that he's locked up to it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to say, all right.
But yeah, I agree. I think that scene where his hands were completely bloodied and the golden scarab is in his bloody hand and everyone around him was deader than dead, I think that blip specifically was Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the other times back and forth, it was Mark. Because Khonshu does say give the body back to Mark.
Does he say Mark?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but that one, when they were surrounded, like, he blipped and then that one lady was standing there like, what the hell? And
Yeah,
the
I
people,
think
like,
that was
dead.
Jake.
Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I was gonna say, that
Absolutely,
could've-
because that seemed more violent than anything else Mark did in the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Mark
so
was
that-
more of like
now
a
when I go back, I'm
mercenary
gonna just watch to
executioner,
see.
not necessarily
Yeah,
in it for the violence, you know?
like, look, we necessarily need to get out of this situation. Get in there, Jake.
Not to
I'll take them
mention,
all.
it definitely means that Arthur Harrow called his shot so hard in the third episode where he's like, I wonder if Khonshu picked you because your mind was so fragile or because it was already broken. Picked him because it was already broken. He probably saw Jake Lockley and was like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Mark's
Yes.
alright.
Yeah.
But like, Jake's who I'm
Yep.
looking for.
And you're here at my feet, so let's go.
Yep.
I had two questions. I don't know if I want to. I could ask one of them. It's just about Layla. Like, do you think they've reconciled their differences?
No.
Layla and Mark. They have some
I
work.
think they've
I
got
do think they
a
have
lot of work to do because like now Steven's involved.
I don't think she's out. I don't think she's out of the relationship. I think they have some work to do.
So,
But
technically, if they were to be involved,
It's gonna be weird.
is it like a three?
I've heard the
threesome
word.
every
I've
time?
heard the word thruple thrown
Thruple.
around, and I
Thruple.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do you think
a
they
three
was?
couple,
This
a
is grown
thruple.
folk talk now. Do you think Mark and Stephen would go back and forth, or is like only Mark get dibs because that's my wife?
It's
I
gonna be
feel like
complicated.
literally, if Mark
It's
could,
gonna be complicated.
if Mark could stop Steven from ever taking control when Layla's around, he would, because I know he loves Steven, but like Layla's his girl. But like if Steven ever, like, I use the split reference, like took the light, I think Mark would be pissed.
Yeah.
And
Not
then
to
we don't
say
know
that
what
it
the hell
wouldn't
Jake gonna do. Jake
happen.
just gonna be, he's filthy. I don't know what Jake gonna do. He's just gonna be filthy. Out there in the streets and stuff. He already asked that one girl to a steak dinner.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Filth. But
Layla got nothing to do with that. We saw her with Khonshu. She ain't got time for that bullshit.
Yeah.
oh, that's one to Towerette.
Yeah.
It's nice. Well, she seemed like nice and kind and stuff. That's what you presenting as like wings and blades and stuff like that. Like, how come she ain't come out? Well, I guess none of them really look like their avatar, do they?
Yeah. I mean, because like even Moon Knight's armor, I think Mark refers to as like the ceremonial armor
Okay.
Khonshu's avatar,
of
yeah.
Khonshu's out. Yeah. So like and she Towerette's even like I've got a perfect outfit picked out for you.
got it in the
I have a
closet.
great idea.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think they can kind of customize and create
Yeah.
as they see fit.
And then Steven said, I want a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said,
I'm more proper.
some in the suit.
Oh, somebody else is asking is not. They didn't ask, but they're like, it would be dope if the limo was Jake's suit. So he just wears whatever, and like the limo is just what he has.
Oh
and
my
like whenever
God.
he summons
That's
the suit,
funny.
the limo comes, and like the limo has like maybe
That
some
would be funny.
some like 007 shoot, like it's bulletproof and all that, tinted
That's
windows,
so
gas people up
funny.
if you're in there.
Oh my gosh.
That's his suit. I was like, what the? So you step out the cab, then what? The car just disappears. I mean, because Conchu had a suit on, man. He's looking fresh too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he was looking real good.
I think it's because, like you said, that's who he wanted was Jake. Like, oh, Jake said, let me look proper for
Freshen
Jake.
up a bit.
Now let's
That's
go
who
get
he wanted
everybody.
to charm,
Yeah.
wine and dine. Was Jake.
Jake gonna get his own series. I hope he get like a little something. Just give us a little something. A little.
No, I
You
wanted
don't think
more
they take?
Jake.
You don't think they shot the stuff?
Nope.
I wanted more Jake.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the other thing was, where do you rank this in your Disney Plus series, Marvel series? Where's the rank? The top three, top five?
Are we doing our
You have to
quick
go to
ranking
the-
through?
You know, no. That's
I don't
that's too
remember
much.
what my
I just
rankings
sprung
were.
that
Top
on y'all.
three.
But is it
Four.
top three?
It's
Top
top three.
five? Top three?
It's top 3.
All right. It's top three for me.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Top
Yeah.
three?
It's 3.
Because it's so
It's three.
so
psychological
intricate, man.
play.
It's
Yes.
3, but it's top 3.
Top three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's just so much.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Oscar Isaac. I don't watch him do anything.
The fucking horror aspect came thrown in there. The psychological thrills, all the fighting, is all good stuff. Oh my goodness. Speaking of thrills,
Speaking of
psychological,
horror.
and thrill, horror, and all that rolled into one, you knew where I was going with it. Doctor Strange
Mm-hmm.
and the Multiverse of Madness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I seen this opening day. Y'all see it opening day? Where'd y'all
Yep.
see
Yep.
it? Okay.
Well, we
Much to our detriment.
On a Thursday.
we had a Pirates Dinner Adventure show, and then a
Alright.
rehearsal until midnight, and then
Oh,
we
okay.
saw this at 1:15 in the morning.
God
Thursday.
dang.
Yeah, so it was work all day.
Okay.
Worth it.
Work all
So
day, rehearsal.
yes.
Then I had to be up at 6 in the morning to go back to work.
Goodness.
And then back to Pirates.
And
And
then
then
y'all
back
were
to midnight rehearsal.
coherent enough to
Midnight.
follow the movie and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my overall thoughts, real quick off the bat. I went to the theater, accidentally saw it in 3D. I got IMAX tickets, and then I get there, and the guy's like, "Here's your IMAX 3D glasses." I was like, "Oh, I don't need those. Hold on, y'all got another IMAX theater or something?" And he's like, "No, this is the only one." I was like, "Oh, this is 3D." Then I had to go back on my phone. I'm like, "Hold on, did I put 3D?" And then I saw IMAX 3D something experience. I was like, "Son of a bitch," because I don't like. And I'm lucky. I wear glasses not most of the time on my days off and stuff. I wear glasses.
Yeah.
And then like I was gonna go with my glasses. I was like, let me just put the contacts in. But I
Oh,
felt like it.
good.
I'm glad I put them in. And I saw it in 3D. A lot of people said the first one was good in 3D. I didn't see that in 3D, but
Oh,
this
yeah.
is actually really dope in 3D. And I was like, wow. I mean, y'all seen it, so you seen a lot of what's happening on the screen. It's about to be all spoilers, y'all. Just in case you don't know, it's gonna
Yeah.
be spoilers.
Beware. I hold nothing back.
Like even that opening scene, just everything was just, and like when it's whipping at trying to grab, and like it was like, it was really dope in 3D. So I enjoyed it. I'm glad. It's a different age. I would recommend seeing it in 3D though if you go back and see it again.
Okay.
It gets in my personal space.
Okay.
It invades my
It's your
bubble
personal space?
that I
I
don't
understand
enjoy.
that.
But I don't knock
But,
anyone who likes 3D.
So if they make 2D glasses,
cool.
we could get you some of those.
I would literally have to. I can't do 3D.
So it was a wonderful ride. With that, I mean, even in 3D, it was a wonderful ride. The horror aspect was definitely seen through Rami's eyes. You can definitely see that. I went in with no expectations. Went in happy with no expectations. I was like, I leave all that at the door, and then I left happy with what I saw. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Doctor Strange's learning more about Doctor Strange. I enjoyed America Chavez's emotional character arc, which I don't know if I've seen too much of that with Doctor Strange's. I've seen a lot of America Chavez's. If you would have called this America Chavez in the Multiverse of Madness, I would have still been like, oh yeah, that's what that movie was. So it's and then on that, is Multiverse of Madness the best title for it? So I mean, let me ask y'all. Let me start with Mariah. Was it what you expected, and what are your overall thoughts on it before we dig into specifics?
So I also try to go in these without, like, I have a checklist of I want to see A, B, and C, and if I don't, I'm going to hate it. You know, I really try not to have those types of parameters when I go see these movies.
Right.
I really enjoyed it. And again, like I said earlier, I don't like horror. I was fighting with myself. There were a couple times, I know movies well enough that I was like, there is a jump scare coming. There's a jump scare coming. Well, and I'm like, I can't put my face behind my hands like I do in other scary movies because I don't want to miss anything. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the jump scare got me. And I'm like, that I have no one to blame but myself. But I really, really liked it. It was almost one of those movies, though, that you needed a couple days to process.
Yeah.
You know, because like let it simmer. Mm-hmm. So much happened. I've now like talked to other people who've also seen it.
Right.
And so overall, I really enjoyed it. Was it the end game type, you know, movie of the decade, Marvel movie crossover event history that people were expecting? No.
All right.
But as the movie it was, I really loved it.
All right. Yeah, and for you, Joe, overall, was it what you expected it to be? Were you going in with expectations? Overall, what are your thoughts on it overall?
When we talked about it a while ago, I was pretty sure that Wanda was going to be the villain.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Definitely was.
All right. I wasn't too sure, but
me and Mariah were talking about it after we saw the movie. I love that Wanda is the type of villain that you survive. Like, she's not the type of villain you beat. You just thank your lucky stars you made it out still breathing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't beat her, you have to reason with her because she is going to kill you if you try to fight her too many times.
There wasn't no stopping that woman.
No, absolutely not. And I think, and I agree with what you were saying earlier, that like it's a problem that Wanda's arc and America Chavez's arc were like stronger than Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, not that Benedict Cumberbatch is a bad actor, but like just gave him nothing to do. Like, he was very he was just very reactive in his role. Like, he kind of just constantly had stuff thrown at him, so he's constantly dealing with that, and he can't really. I mean, the only arc he really had was getting over Christine Palmer. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it on Rotten Tomatoes it's sitting at like an 84. I think it deserves a little higher than that, like higher 80s.
Yeah, probably.
But it definitely is Marvel suffering from too much success. Like, No Way Home came out, Endgame came out, and they were just game-changing, like, comic book movies. And then you've got Doctor Strange, and it's like, you know what? This is just a pretty good movie. And it's like, oh, Marvel, we expect better. Like, no, man, that's a good freaking movie. And like,
and I was gonna say, and then coming off of No Way Home, like I said, which had cameos that people
everything
like,
you wanted.
But you know what? This might be a hot take. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Being able to see all of the Spider-Men together.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change it for the world. One of the most fun movie-going experiences. However, the movie resting on its own laurels of how good of a script, how good of production, how good of a movie, there is no contest. Multiverse of Madness is the better movie.
Yeah, you said it resting on its own, you said, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
Not with the, agree with that. Okay. Whew. I was like, not with the hype.
No. Yeah, you know I agree with that.
Seeing the three Spider-Man together, totally great.
If those were the only two movies that someone saw from Marvel ever.
Well, and I think what it was a symptom of is, obviously we know No Way Home was supposed to come first. So America Chavez was supposed to be the one opening the portals in No Way Home. And so I think what it was is that Feige and Marvel were like, okay, our timetables are shifting around. Let us postpone our own movie so that we can really work out the kinks that we now have from shooting schedules, COVID, quarantine, whatever. Let us really rework this script, reshoot, make it work.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony kind of slapped a Band-Aid and said, yeah, we're not moving our release back.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And that's kind of what it felt like. Is like both of them felt like they had holes and chunks taken out of them. But Marvel really tried to like sew the holes up, whereas Sony kind of slapped a Band-Aid on and called it good.
Yeah.
You know?
Still both enjoyable.
Still both enjoyable.
Of course. Like you said, you said it,
yeah.
Seeing,
but people love No Way Home, so I was really
Captain Marvel as Monica Rambeau.
Hey, hold on, before we
Maria Rambeau.
Well, I guess we're there. Right there. I was gonna say before we get there, but I guess we're there. Because it's going to talk about cameos. Me and you were discussing cameos last time and who we thought might be in it. So this was like, that's a lot of people's expectations were up there. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know who we going to see in this thing. I think I remember we also talked about if this was going to come from him doing something in Spider-Man. I was like, I don't think Spider-Man's going to have anything to do with it. I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it didn't have anything to do with it. But I mean, these trailers that they put out lead you to believe one thing too. Like, you know what I mean? But I was gonna say, yeah, let's talk about. I'll let you lead this. Let's talk about the Illuminati. Break it down for him, Joe. Who's in the Illuminati? These are cameos that I wasn't expecting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
And I'm so happy that we got them.
Maria Rambeau.
Yeah,
Maria Rambeau. Yes.
Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Apparently she got the powers of Carol Danvers. Great. Looks awesome. Cool suit. Very is way more armored and tougher than Carol's was.
Yeah.
Then you've got freaking Captain Carter. I was Captain Britain kept home to my
Captain
name,
Carter, the first Avenger, you said.
Captain Carter,
the
man.
First Avenger. I was like, yes.
Looking awesome, just not taking any of Mr. Strange's crap. Says one word, ting, 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 ting. Shut up.
Was Mordo one of them, or he just...
Mordo was,
Yeah, he was also.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Baron Mordo tricked him. Brother, how are you? Da, da, da. Get your ass in there.
They did use the Black Bolt from...
They totally
used
our Bolt again, man.
I was like, wow, all right, they used him again. He got a little
Apparently
thick, but...
really good friends with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, oh, really? Oh, like in real life?
No,
the actors? Oh, okay.
No, in the show.
Characters.
In the movie, because he has a lot of remorse for killing him. He felt really bad about it.
Black Bolt?
Yeah, their universe is Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they killed their universes. And
I'm about to say, our universe, Doctor Strange was talking shit. Like, got a
Yeah,
fucking shit. All right, I got you.
Then you've got John Krasinski as...
That was the one that got me,
fantastic.
man.
I mean, that's why they put
That
him
was the
last.
one that got me. Let me pop that.
Besides Professor X, but that's why they put him last, because we were not...
Yeah,
Professor X was all throughout the, the trailers and stuff like that. I was like, I just wish they didn't show any of them.
I know.
And I know they spoke to Kevin Feige, and he was upset. Did you hear about that? Yeah, he was upset about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Feige did not want them to give away the word Illuminati. They didn't want to give away Professor X's voice. Really, what they gave in the first trailer, the amount that they gave us, was all Feige ever wanted to put out.
Really?
Any of the other stuff, they didn't even need to show that Butts was going to be in the seats. With all that speculation, Butts was going to be in the seats.
Yeah, it would have been better if I had known. His suit looked really cool too.
Yeah.
Too bad it went down like string cheese. That was a bummer.
Aww.
She tore him to shreds, literally.
My theater
did
erupted
any of them
though.
Stand a chance?
No, I wish.
Oh yeah, no. Well, a chance. I think.
I wish Captain Marvel would have gone a little.
I wish Captain
longer.
Marvel would have gone down a little better than just crushing her with a statue.
Yeah, I don't think that should have taken her out.
No.
She might be down for the count, but not dead, right?
I mean, she's not.
I don't think she's dead.
She's not extra durable necessarily. Really? It's the aura and the power that comes out of her that is.
Oh, you think that
makes her stronger and more durable?
Oh, so that was deactivated before it hit her?
She hit the ground and she wasn't powered up, and then it hit her.
I can agree with that. She's not herself. I thought she was herself.
I'm pretty sure she is.
Was she charged up when Thanos jawed her? Wow.
She was charged up when Thanos punched her. Yeah. Okay. She was.
That shit was funny.
I thought she was extra durable.
They haven't really been specific about how it works. So
well, she's not dead in my world.
I don't know. But my gosh, and the way they killed Captain Carter, that was brutal.
Yeah, man.
About as bloody as they can get.
Yeah.
Some people were upset that they were like, "Hey, this is a Marvel movie. Can I take my kids to this one?" No.
Because of that?
Somebody was like, what mouth? Blows his own brains out.
Yes, that part was dope.
Well, why did he open his mouth? Why would he even do it? Because he didn't realize his mouth. At that point, he realized his mouth was gone.
I know you don't talk ever.
Why
would you need to make a sound?
Scream.
Like a scream.
Like
I think it might
have been
I think
any sound.
Yeah.
But somebody, there was an article, and it was the real, the best magic trick of Multiverse of Madness was how Marvel got a PG-13 rating for this movie. It wasn't that much blood, but it did get pretty intense.
And I like how, because it could have been considered too much blood, but when Scarlet Witch came in and she was busting up all the androids and stuff.
Yeah, you thought it was oil. Blood, it was just oil.
It probably, but it looked thick and like that. Yeah. Oh, it was so dope, man. A lot of scenes in this was really dope from the opening, just all the action they gave you on the opening and was America Chavez running and just trying to save this girl. This woman, man, this young actress did her fucking thing.
She's 16, right?
Is she really?
I think she's
19. Is she 16?
Let me look it up.
No, you might be.
I think she's
16,
I'm
17.
pretty sure she's legitimately really young.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks young.
Yes, definitely do. America. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say she went toe to toe with Benedict Cumberbatch and all them, and like she really played the role really, really great. She did a job, and they dug into her history a little bit.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
Yeah, 16 years old.
16.
She is 16.
Born in 2006.
I was goddamn 2000 and we old. So, but yeah, she did it. Wow. She did a damn thing. I see why she got hired.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the screaming and the fear and stuff like that, and when she got upset and tried to punch back, when she started coming into her own.
Mm-hmm.
I know America Chavez she flies and has super strength as well.
Yes.
So I don't know if she's gonna hone that
tap into it yet.
No, yeah.
Into the Doctor Strange
her, she had
of it.
learned how to use none of it.
And she
definitely
definitely
she'll take that away from her, or you think they'll Marvel be like,
no, I'll probably
give it
to her because if she wants, if they're gonna keep her with the power scaling, if she's gonna be any help, she needs super strength and she needs to be able to fly.
And she's a part of that Avengers,
the
Young
Avengers too, right?
And
they're filling out the Young Avengers squad.
We saw it a little bit when she was locked in that cage and she punches it and it has that star-shaped crack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So she definitely can use that power to do more than just rip a hole in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Which is dope scene too. Do y'all have a favorite scene from it that y'all can recall? Anything like favorite
scene?
I know they almost killed Wong. I was like, oh, don't kill Wong.
I did love the one when they were at the sanctum and they were running away from her. They shut all the doors and then she's coming through the reflections.
Oh my god!
And then she comes out of the gong.
Yeah, that was great. That was
cracking and ripping herself apart to get through.
Well, because it was the mirror dimension.
That was a fucking...
We've never seen someone figure out a way out of the mirror dimension.
Yeah,
and she was using the reflections.
With the girl in the well.
What was that?
Oh,
the ring.
Samara, the ring.
The ring, yeah. She came up with the ring style, cracking the bones. I was like,
that scene was wild.
Rami, any chance he could, Rami was throwing that in there. Like when they were running from her and the things were down the water.
Oh my god,
tower
that was
hole,
legitimately the most terrifying sequence of the whole.
Then they're waiting for it. They're and they just kept showing the easing into the close up. Like, all right, just
I know. That's
something happened, man.
Stop! You're making me uncomfortable.
What was the jump scare in there? I forget. Cause I know everything was up, but I don't think.
Well, she shows up on the other side of the door.
Oh, that's what happened?
She shows up on the other side of the door, and then there's one where she's kind of sitting
the
there,
one
and
behind,
then just boom, she pops out. The one
behind Professor X throughout
out of the red mist.
fog.
Oh yeah, that comes out. Yeah.
Oh, that was dope. I like that.
That was really cool. So I'm trying to think of what my favorite.
She got sucked into the darkness. And Professor was like, "Oh, hold on now."
I did really love. What do you think about it?
No, I was thinking. I came up with it.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, what's up? What's your favorite part?
No, so I mean one of them at least I will say because I think it was so expertly acted. Was literally the first scene that we saw in the trailer where he goes to see her in her shack with her orchard, and I really. It was so expertly paced and so well edited and the acting was so good that it's me as the audience, I was completely fooled by Wanda, and it was almost like you were figuring out what was going on a hair's breadth behind Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's like, it smells real. It's because it is real. Okay.
And it was that whole reveal of just the desecration from the Darkhold.
Oh my goodness.
And
so good.
revealing her in her new suit. From the trailer, I would have never guessed that was a hex.
Yeah.
That she would have done another hex.
In that damn scene, I didn't know.
I was wondering.
No, in the scene, I didn't know.
I was wondering when I watched that scene, I was like, Marvel, don't do this. Don't take because the last time we saw Wanda, she got in the Darkhold and she's sitting there and she's studying it. Mm-hmm. And then in between movies, she's like, I put all that behind me. I'm just growing apples.
I didn't believe that.
I was like,
man. I didn't believe the fact that she had put magic behind her. But I had no idea.
I was thinking of a way to justify it. I was like, okay, maybe she did put all the magic behind her. Something's gonna happen in a couple of minutes. It's gonna piss her off, and she's back to it. But
that's
I don't like that. I wouldn't like that. Yeah. And then when that freaking scene where she's like, "Why not just bring America here, and then I can defend her?" And then he's like,
"Yes."
And then he stops.
She says it. She's like, "You didn't tell me your
name,
did you?"
When she said it, I was like, "Why'd she say her name?" I'm like,
exactly.
She just knows. Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, okay." She didn't. He didn't say it.
Did you? No.
I also loved because we've seen Elizabeth Olsen do this with Wanda, like in WandaVision and
yeah.
other movies, that like her Sokovian accent comes out like in moments of like deep frustration
really
or like
upset.
I picked that too. I
overwhelmed.
did. I was like, is he doing it on purpose?
It's such a cool choice because
Oh,
it
so
just
it's on
like
purpose?
it does some of the acting for you, because like it's almost like a trigger of when you hear that accent, you know, like she is right on that line where she is about to go nuclear.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
and it's so smart, such a smart acting choice. I love it. Everything she did was just.
Have you pinned down a favorite moment? I don't know if I've pinned down yet.
It was the water one, the mirror
was the
dimension
water.
one.
The water one.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was
That's
so
right.
good.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
We were talking about it at work today, and we really liked how they take something Doctor Strange has already said, and they kind of take it to its extreme. In the very beginning, when you have Defender Strange, and he kind of like looks at America as he's holding back the monster.
Right.
He's like, you know, in the cosmic scales of the multiverse, your life is not worth millions and billions of other lives. So I'm going to take the power from you. Like, you can't control it, but I can. So I'm going to kill you and save millions of others. And it's like, Strange, you can't do that, man. But like, it's the same logic.
That's the
Same logic
he
he
used.
used. It's the same logic our Strange used.
Yeah.
It's like,
In
how can you
Infinity
throw
War.
it? Also, I love that.
How could you give him the time stone? Because this is the way. This is the one way I see.
Also, I
it.
love that
That's gonna
Stephen
work.
Strange looked at him and was like, apparently I had a ponytail. Horrifying. He didn't like
There are a
us.
lot of good comedy moments in this one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I thought
was
we
your
were,
favorite
we were
scene, man?
paint at one point.
That was dope. That was
Yeah.
great going through the different multiverses. But like action wise, I like the Wanda versus Illuminati. Just as a scene by itself, I think it was. I don't want to say it was corny, or maybe it was because psychologically I haven't gone through what Wanda's gone through and all the loss and
Yeah.
everything. But when America brought her to the family and the kids were all like running and scared of her and stuff like that, that whole scene of her coming into like realizing what she's doing,
Oh,
I just like the way it's performed very much.
So good.
And then even her alternate self, I guess, empathized, and she came and like
Yeah.
touched her face and everything. And I was like, that whole thing was like, performance wise, I think that might have been my favorite like
So
moment
good.
like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just the kids being scared and all that. And she's like, no, I'm like, and she's behind the bars of the steps and stuff. I'm like, what are y'all, why y'all running? I was like, oh man, I was getting a little,
Yeah, it
I
was
like
kind of
that.
what Joe said. Like, no, you
Because-
can't defeat Wanda.
yes,
beat
yeah,
her.
you can.
And that's
yeah.
what America said. She's like, I can't beat you.
Nope.
But I know what can stop you.
Yeah, showing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
letting you see what kind of a monster you become through your kid's eyes.
I was like, dang, Wanda has so far gone. Like, you don't understand why you can't do this. And
Yeah.
like,
Well,
he asked,
I mean,
what's going to happen to the other one,
it's-
the other you in the
it's-
other universe?
it's
She
the-
didn't want to say it, but she's going
It's the dark hole.
to wipe this lady out or whoever.
It's the foil of Doctor Strange's
Yeah.
logic. It's the ends justify the means.
In the dark
Like-
hole, like, yeah.
Gotta save the multiverse. Killing America Chavez is just part of that. She
Yeah.
wants her kids back. Using the dark hold and killing another version of herself is just part of that. Like, it's the same logic. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a more, whereas Doctor Strange's is more like mathematical and calculating.
Mhm.
Hers is like hyper emotional.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
And that's what I'm sure the dark hole fed off of that.
oh yeah.
And that's what I'll
empowered
say. There, I don't know if you've heard, but around the women's sphere,
Yeah, emotional woman.
people are
villain,
a little upset.
Oh, because
That
yeah, we talked
her-
about it before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
about, and that's kind of what I didn't want.
Yeah,
I think they did a fine job because of the fact that not only, like, I think at one point they did comment that, like, Steven commented to her, like, you've been with the Darkhold too long. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you've
That's-
been
yeah,
feeding off of this chaos energy for too long. And I think what also helped bolster that is even Steven, who's as rational as he is, when he met that Incursion Universe Steven, he had also been using the Darkhold for years and years and years.
And look at that
he was
motherfucker.
now not rational Steven that we knew.
touch
And
on
same
that
thing
too.
with the
Yeah.
Illuminati Steven when he had
He's
been
a
using
very
the Darkhold.
broken man.
So it's a very corruptive
Mm-hmm.
magic source.
Yes.
And so I think that really was a whole lot of it. Is it's like, I think they made a good job of saying that Wanda grieving and missing her kids alone isn't enough to do what she was doing.
And I,
But
Yeah,
that
yeah, no,
bolstered
yeah.
by the Darkhold. But that's what some people were saying is like,
Yeah.
oh, she lost her kids and now she's going to kill the universe. Like,
know.
They saved that with
I
adding the
think
dark
so
hold into
I
it.
think so too.
Yeah.
And
Which
that's why I
is-
think that it was very smart. And I think they did it rightly.
I wouldn't necessarily even say it was the Darkhold alone. Like on
no,
paper,
not alone. Yeah, of course not.
Like on paper, it looks bad, being like, oh, this woman lost her children and now she's trying to destroy the multiverse. But like, I just don't want to take anything away from what Elizabeth Olsen did, because like we were talking about it today at work as well. It's just like that could have really played badly as far as like emotional woman.
If someone else had been
apart,
playing
but
it,
she crushed it.
If someone else had been playing it, it would have been different.
She made it so human, and like you empathize with her so much that you're not.
Right there.
You don't think she's crazy and irrational. You're just like, oh, you gotta. You're more like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but you can't do this.
Yeah.
Like you're not thinking she's crazy. You're like, I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But you don't understand how you've gone too far. Like.
No, I agree. I think if a different actress had been handling it, it could have gone very, very different.
Yeah. I think
I was gonna say
her acting carried it.
The Darkhold emphasized, or it showed her, I'm sure, what could be, and this is like, you got to go for this, and fed off her sorrow and her loss and things like that. And I think, I don't know if y'all agree, but I think people should watch WandaVision before they watch this.
Yes,
mostly, but like, because you see, she lost Viz, a town was taken over. Was she in her right mind? Maybe not. Something snapped her out of it. She had to, she created these kids within that. Then she lost the kids, lost Vision, lost everything. Got the Darkhold book in the post-credit scene, spoilers for WandaVision, post-credit scene at the end of that, you hear the kids' voices, and now we know why, because she's searching multiverses to find them again. And it's the thing that is giving you what you want, like a genie's lamp, like that like power can corrupt, And speaking on power corrupting, touching on what y'all said, like with that, I think they build a great balance between the power corrupting and her going after what she wants, which I'm glad they showed. Like I said, my favorite scene when America Chavez showed you, look, this is what you want, this is what you're gonna get. Like this is, if this is what you want, look at it. She got to put a mirror up in front of herself to see what you look like and what you're doing, and then that kind of helped her snap out of it, more or less. Which is
because
awesome.
Maybe Wanda without Darkhold would have captured and kidnapped and imprisoned America and forced her to bring her kids to this multiverse, or sent her to a multiverse. But I think literally the tip of the scale of killing her to take her power and take the power for herself, I think is that one more toe over the line that the Darkhold's influence had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do I doubt she would have kidnapped her? Absolutely not. That's just our Wanda. But I think the rationale past that was not just grief alone.
I love that she was trying to be low key sending monsters after her first, and he's like, now I'm coming after you. And then she came, and all of them tried to defend the what is that, the place where Doctor Strange
Convertage.
Oh my goodness, they tried to defend it. She's like, all right, now I'm here. Ain't no more monsters, just me.
Yeah, and she was like, that was what was the phrase she used?
That was me being reasonable.
That was me being reasonable. Oof.
Yeah. Wow, you can't fuck with her.
No.
Speaking of the power being corruptible, and we saw the Doctor Strange from that, where they're fighting with music notes, which is so dope.
Oh my god, that scene was
super fun.
So cool.
Y'all know that in the first Doctor Strange that Benedict Cumberbatch voiced the Dormammu, right?
Yeah.
There's speculation, and I speculate as well, that is what happens to Doctor Strange, who has been with the Darkhold for years and years and years and years.
And it becomes Dormammu?
Yeah. It in some multiverse, he becomes Dormammu at the end of Ultimate, corruption with the book and stuff like that. What do you think? So I think that's why they had him voice it too. But what do you think of that? Is that a stretch? I like the speculation. I like it.
It's a stretch simply because they talk about Dormammu being like an ancient being.
Yeah.
And maybe some time travel could be involved with something like that.
I mean, he had the time stone for a while. Maybe that one had the time stone as well, and wanted it back, and that's why he wanted it back.
if they said it and they justified it well enough, I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
You said.
I like it though. I like it because he wanted the time stone back, and if he had it and used it before or something, then
Yeah.
But
I was really bummed we didn't get that line from the trailer.
Which one?
The things just got out of hand.
He didn't say it in there. Yeah, he didn't say it in there.
And that was
no, we didn't.
So him saying that line the way he did,
was
what made everybody think
it was the what
that's the Strange from What If.
Yeah.
But like when we
You think they took it out just to, just to bring people in, but we're like, yeah, we don't really want them to be compared to the.
Maybe it was just a tone thing. Like I think they needed him to be more like sorrowful and like somber.
Right.
Like he kind of came out like, who are you? Like he's more almost fearful of this new Strange until it's time to like get down to business, and then he reveals his third eye and everything.
The third damn eye.
He was definitely more of like a broken man than like what if Strange obviously had some troubles himself. Definitely is not happy-go-lucky, but is more, I would say, like domineering.
Yeah.
A way more like headstrong attitude than this Strange had.
Oh, that's another scene that's not for the kids when he goes flying out that window.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
I wasn't ready for that. Like, oh, okay.
Honestly,
well,
that was
God,
probably
dang.
the most gruesome death because, like, even Captain Carter, Black
just
Bolt,
straight
like,
up
they didn't see
saw
a lot, but
him.
you straight up.
Saw him get impaled and die. Yeah.
They even did a cut thing with Professor X's neck getting broke, but that man just I said, ooh.
He just
it's kind of like Moon Knight when Moon Knight killed the thing a little bit, but this is a human, I guess, so it's different.
Yeah.
That shit was great. What's her name? Christine.
Rachel McAdams.
Yes, Rachel McAdams. She did good too. It was nice to see her come back and everything.
People said she was not used at all in the first movie, and I agree.
She wasn't used at all, and then honestly, she didn't get used a ton.
Too much. Yeah. Oh, are we there yet? No, I don't want to talk about that yet.
Okay.
Now I was gonna talk about Strange 3, but not yet. Because I wanted to mention another dope scene that I appreciated, and it's very Sam Raimi-like, when my man Dream walks into a corpse.
So good, man.
Then he gets the fucking demon cape. What the fuck was that?
I
was loving it.
Can I say just super briefly? I told Joe
cape,
that was probably one of my biggest shock moments. I mean, I say biggest. There was a lot of shock moments in that. But seeing that in the trailer, I would have never guessed in a million years that everyone said it was Zombie Strange. And we're like, yeah, it looks like Zombie Strange. Yeah. But the fact that it was our Strange in another multiverse dream walking that, like, we all thought that was going to be a villain he was fighting. Not that was him.
Cool.
Yeah,
it was such a cool twist.
Didn't say it had to be alive. Like, dude,
it was
don't do
such
it.
a cool twist.
Yes, it was. It was dope.
Oh.
There were two, like, subtle hints that it's, like, it's perfect, like, mystery type thing where, like, you're kind of like, that was weird, why did they spend so much time on that? And then the second he's like, didn't say it had to be alive, it all comes rushing back.
Why did they show him burying him?
And what struck me was when
I didn't even think of it.
Strange dies, he gets that side of his face ripped off. And then I like saw it and I was like, oh, that looks kind of like Zombie Strange's thing. I wonder if that's how he becomes that villain, is like Scarlet Witch brings him to life, and then Doctor Strange has to fight him.
Yeah.
And then, like, they made a big deal of burying him. I was like, okay, so that's kind of what they're setting up. And then it was like, no, it's gonna be him. That's insane.
That was just so dope. And I love the cape though. The cape thing is what got me.
So cool.
The demon when they started just wrapping around.
And they had like the first person view of like trying to fight off.
That's very Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Yes.
First person shaky cam.
And what's his man name that played Ash? His cameo came in. That was another cameo.
Yeah.
Missed that guy that played Ash was in there.
Oh, I don't know his name.
I can't remember his name. Sorry.
We're the worst.
But that's not. We ain't mentioned to him. We know who he is. Ash. I'll tell him Ash. Oh, because they gave a shout out, I guess, to his hand being
Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
Yeah, enchanted.
His hand being Ash's hand is possessed, and he chops it off with the chainsaw and stuff like that. So it's like a little shout out.
And then he like looks right at the camera and goes, "It's over." And then cuts to black and the lights come on.
Joe loved that one.
Yeah.
What, the cutscene? I mean,
Joe loved that end credit scene.
I thought it was great. I like it's so self-referential. It's kind of like it's almost like Homecoming, where Cap turns the. So, let's talk about disappointment. Sometimes you wait a long time and it's just not worth it. And you're like, oh, you got me.
I like this.
All right, Marvel, you got me.
Like in Homecoming, I'm like, oh, haha, that's funny. In this one, I was like, what? Why are we going back to the pizza boy?
You got Charlize Theron. What more do you want?
But I know it's because of the Sam Raimi, the Evil Dead stuff. But I'm like,
he done brought her up. I don't know where we at. That was in here somewhere. Charlize, I was talking about. She plays
bring her up, man. She's amazing.
What is the character she plays?
Clea is what I've heard. Not
it's
Clea.
Clea.
Eventually,
that's right.
That will be Strange's wife.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
his
really?
biggest love interest in the comics.
Yeah.
Didn't know that
And
until
then-
after.
Yeah, the third eye pop up in that, and she was just like, oh yeah, all
And
right.
that's
Yeah.
And she didn't care, so
we were talking about that today. That like the third eye seemed to really corrupt that other Strange.
yeah, that's what
And
I'm
then it shows
thinking.
Strange like,
It's-
oh god, poop! It opens up,
Mhm.
and then now we're supposed to assume that he's like gained control of it and like he's got it handled now.
Or he's gonna be Dormammu.
Maybe not.
I
Can I
think
just say?
Just keep them in
Can I
there.
just say?
Yeah.
But
I hope that like now that we've seen the third eye, we're like, okay, he has this and he has those abilities, and we don't have to deal with the third eye CGI anytime we see Benedict
it doesn't
on
look
screen
great. I
now.
gotta say, it doesn't look
it's
great.
a little funky.
It looks
But-
a little funky.
I know, like it should have been practical instead of.
Yeah,
They could have
give
made
him
it practical
something.
somehow, or
It
do a little both.
A little bit
a
of
little
both.
bit
It's
of
gotta
both. It was
Yeah.
a little funky looking, and I never
if
find
I-
myself saying that about Marvel CG.
Yeah, if it's CG that look I can do, I'd be like, all right, maybe I should
It
go a
was a
different way.
little funky.
Cause Nate can do
looking.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm like, I really hope that like this opening was like, okay, now he's got use of his third eye, and we don't have to see it.
Yeah.
we know he got it in there. Just
But yeah,
don't unpack it no time.
I'm hoping that it.
But it might be corrupted.
Yeah.
I think it might
like,
still
he
be
thinks
corrupted.
he's harnessed it,
Yeah.
and he thinks he can control it, and that
Oh,
might
okay.
be a central kind of issue in Strange 3 is he like
Yeah.
starts losing control and it starts like sending his magic towards his allies and like doesn't know why. So I'm hoping he just doesn't. He didn't just like figure it out.
And then turns
Yeah.
He has it
turns
under
into
control
Dormammu.
and everything's fine.
Yeah.
How you like Wong trying to fight Wanda? You appreciate his
I mean,
efforts?
Yeah, man,
he
he
did
tried.
his damn best.
He did not
He
did
give
his
up
damn
the whole
best.
movie.
I was going when Wong his intro fight. I was going to ask you about that too. When
Yeah.
he came in, I
Oh,
don't know
with
what
the-
weapon that is, but it was on the string and it got the
It's
blade
almost
in
like
it. And he was throwing it and
rope
zipping
dart
it back.
almost.
It's a rope dart.
Yeah.
It was a sword.
Yo,
but it's a
he
rope
was
dart.
killing
Yeah.
it. I was like, Wong came in
That was
hot.
pretty cool.
I'm the was it Master
Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer
I
Supreme.
could've
You
done
bow,
my
and then everybody
entire-
shows up and they bow, and he's like,
See,
ancient edition.
I could have done my
Yes.
entire life without that lamppost pulling out.
oh the eyeball, yes, that was so great.
Oh
And
yeah.
when, when it went in, I was like, oh man. Then when it came out, everybody on is
When it went in, I was already like this. And
Yeah.
I thought
I
that
was
that
like,
was going to be it. And so I had undone my hand guard just in time for it to come out.
Then you hear
So-
I
all you
don't
hear
like
is
eyes. No, Nate, stop.
Sam Raimi. That's all you
Yeah.
hear. Sam Raimi.
I have a question
Oh,
for both of you actually.
Yeah.
Because I caught it,
No eye stuff.
but I don't know how many people are going to catch this.
Okay, well, break it down for people.
So we call him Cloaky.
Cloaky, yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dude,
So-
yeah, he's cloaky.
He was kicking it.
So
killing
Cloaky
it.
gets singed a bit. Gets a
Yeah.
hole in him, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Then he gets
Christine
patched
says like,
up.
"Hey, we're gonna patch
Patch
him
it
up
up,
for
yeah.
you." Do you know where that patch came from?
Oh, no, I didn't think. Hold on, Christine said it. No, I don't know where the patch came from.
Okay, so
But
when
I saw it.
when they flash back to
They're strange.
when they flash back to their victory on Titan, and you see Thanos with his own
Yes.
double sword in him and broken, and they're about to kill the other Strange.
Yes.
I think it's Reed. I think Reed Richards is holding his cloak because he's not wearing it when he's on his knees.
alright.
He's not wearing it, and Reed
It's
Richards
like
is
a
holding his
darker
cloak,
one?
and it's blue.
Yeah, that's dark one, yeah.
So they took a patch from that
Their
Strange's
strangers.
cloak
Oh, that's
and
why it's blue.
stitched it
Alright.
onto our Strange's cloak.
Oh, that's dope. I seen the patch, and I,
Yeah.
I
So
was
did
like,
they
oh,
cut a
let's
hole
go.
in the other universe's cloaky?
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know.
I think that cloak. I think the
Implication,
Oh, yeah, true
is
that.
that
implication
it's
is
not
that
powered
it's
anymore?
dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, like that cloak is dead.
That's really cute.
I don't say dead.
But yeah, I really like that idea.
But like, make Cloaky happen because I know.
Make
Cloaky.
Cloaky
His
happen.
name is Cloaky.
Hashtag Cloaky.
What is his official name? The cape of
The cloak of
the
levitation.
cloak of levitation.
Cloaky.
He's Cloaky.
Cloaky.
I'll say it again for the people.
He's adorable.
Cloaky.
Hashtag Cloaky.
Hashtag Cloaky.
It's adorable.
I'm putting it in the chat. How you spell it though? Clo-
CL
Mrs.
Is
Spell
it two
Lady.
E's or IE's or Y?
OAKY.
Why?
Cloaky.
There you go.
And then when he flies on the screen, you can be like, Cloaky!
Yes, we will.
Because he does, because he always
I did
saves the
want to know
day.
that. That's right.
Anywho, I'm done. Sorry,
No,
that's my
dude,
agenda off.
I
I'm
meant-
already done.
Sorry. Cloaky. I meant to ask, which is he's one of the dopest sidekicks. I call him a
yeah.
sidekick. He one of the dopest.
Yeah.
like catching America and like go ahead
Oh
up
my
there.
God,
You know what
he's
to do.
the
He
best.
didn't got to tell him. He like, oh, I got this.
No.
Yep.
He's the freaking best.
He literally
Save Spider-Man and everything.
flew near Doctor Strange, realized he couldn't help him, and flew off to go do something helpful. And it's like, he'll handle it. I'm gonna go do something more useful.
Also,
I
Cloaky
need
is
one
the
of those.
Taskmaster Supreme, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He's like, wake up, wake up,
Yeah.
wake up. All right, I'm up.
In the first Doctor Strange,
Yes.
when like he wipes his little
He's
tears.
like, stop.
Yes.
I love Cloaky.
I meant to ask you earlier when John Krasinski showed up, like when all these cameos was happening,
Yes.
was your audience even at 1 a.m. still
Oh,
live?
they freaked.
Absolutely.
We all freaked.
Yes. Who was at the theater at 1 a.m.?
Absolutely.
It was
Almost
full
a
though, wasn't
full
it?
Theater.
Full theater. Nerds like us.
Full theater. We
That's
got
who's
out at
there.
like 4.
Yes. Yeah.
It was
Dang.
and it was an IMAX theater.
Yeah.
It was a full IMAX theater,
Not in 3D.
not 3D. No.
Oh, you got the
not
lucky
3D.
ones. Shit. Oh, where'd you go? Was it
Burbank
Burbank
16.
16.
Okay. All right. Damn it! Why they show mine? Okay. Doctor Strange 3.
Yeah.
People wondering when it's going to happen. Might not happen no time soon because Doctor Strange himself had commented on it when someone asked him. I'm gonna read this quote they got from IGN. As I do this, can you look up the box office for Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Current box office.
Oh yeah.
So the quote from IGN said at the premiere of his new movie, the 45-year-old Doctor Strange, 45? This 45-year-old Doctor Strange star explained how busy he was between acting, Parenthood, and more by saying it gets very multiversal in real life as well. He said, asked what variant of himself he would like to be, he replied, I guess one that's less busy maybe. I might be that variant very soon, which is nice, taking a bit of a break. So, Benedict Cumberbatch is probably not going to be returning as Doctor Strange for a while. I'm not sure if he's going to be doing any other movies in the meantime, or any cameos and things like that. So
I think a cameo
Makes me
schedule's
wonder.
way less than
yeah,
own
it's
movie,
popping in and coming
for
out.
sure.
Yeah.
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 So,
What's the box office? What's that?
box office. So, in the States,
Mm-hmm.
it pulled in $185 million.
Damn,
his
already.
first
Opening
weekend. And then
Which is still
worldwide,
going.
$450 million.
Damn.
Worldwide. Okay, shit.
Worldwide, 450.
Which is still
Nice.
going.
Yeah.
The weekend over until tomorrow, right? No. What am I doing?
Tonight, technically, it's
Yeah.
Friday through Sunday.
And
Okay.
with a budget
Alright,
of
shit.
Yeah.
$200 million, globally you've doubled your money already.
Yes.
So,
Wow, they
Nice.
made this movie on only 200 million.
200,
Yeah.
200
Okay.
million.
Okay.
Stand that
Okay, but talk about
The- you're
Snyder's
talking about
numbers.
this.
Talk about Snyder's budgets and what we
Snyder.
get from Snyder, and then Marvel's budgets and what
Sure.
we get from Marvel.
Well, that's a whole new podcast.
Once you get
No,
to like 1 million, you have to
Yeah.
like say it like it's nothing. Like, oh, 200 million? Just because we can't fathom how much money that is.
I need some of that. Can I get some of that? I'd like to get some of that. But so when do y'all think he'll return? Do you think it'll be a couple years?
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Absolutely.
Before
because
3?
honestly,
But
it's
he will be
Absolutely.
included in things
I
like
think so.
whatever the big Avengers.
yeah,
People think
I-
he's gearing up to be like the man
The
that
new Tony Stark.
the man that other people
I
swirl around. And think about it, after Iron Man 3, Tony Stark never had another movie. He
I-
was only in other people's movies.
Right.
I honestly hope it takes a while because it's the same kind of thing that's happening with Oscar Isaac, where he did an interview and they were like, "Hey, so season 2, when's that happening?" And he's like, "We have no plans." He goes,
Yeah.
"We have no further plans to do anything. If a great script presents itself, I'm more than willing to come back." And then they interviewed the director, and the director was like, "Hell yeah, we're gonna do a season 2. Like, if everybody loves it, I'm happy to do a season 2."
Yeah.
So like, it's good to have actors that are busy. They got other shit going on.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bring them back, you better have a good script.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So,
rather
like,
than giving them
yeah, I
lackluster
think-
scripts that they are contracted to do no matter
Yeah.
what.
I think the
Yeah.
reason the MCU
DC,
is so
I
awesome
mean,
is
what-
that like it's rare that this would happen. That you had so many good actors coming back for so many movies that were pretty good,
That's
and so like
Yeah.
you need to maintain that. And if you want those quality actors, you're gonna have to give them quality material.
Yeah.
I was saying, and that's a book taken from DC currently with the Joker and the Batman. So
Yeah.
we see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it takes a while, it takes a while. I'm curious as to what that means for our next movies, like or let's see, I was gonna build it up. Like, where does Kang fit in now with this because he's multiversal and he's fighting, like there are multiple Kangs fighting for the top spot
Yeah.
of the multiverse. does that come into play in the next movie? Does it come into play with Guardians? Does it come into play with Thor?
Maybe
is
not,
Khonshu going to show up doing something?
Maybe not in Guardians, but we know for a fact that he's in
Quantumania.
Ant-Man, that's what. Okay,
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Is Ant-Man is this year? Slated for this year?
I think it's 2023.
Okay. So we got Thor and Guardians this year,
23.
Right?
Yeah. No, Guardians is next year.
2023.
What I would love to see, like next, for dealing with what we just seen is a Scarlet Witch solo movie. That'd be dope.
Yes.
I don't know if I've
Love
heard
it,
anything.
yeah.
I haven't
She's
heard
not
anything
dead.
about it,
For sure.
but
She's not dead.
yeah, I would
There's
love
no
to
way
see.
she's dead.
I mean, you got what you got from WandaVision. I would love to see just Scarlet Witch movie. Bring White Vision back in that. I swore he was going to be in this one too. That was one person I thought was going to be in this. I thought White
They
Vision.
definitely. I think there was some interview.
They didn't have room.
I guess that would
I
have
read that
cheated it if he would have came in and made her be the one to calm down. Like the scene with her in America was good. It was great for me.
Mm-hmm.
You read? What'd you say?
Oh, I read some article that was basically somebody from Marvel being like, "Oh, there's definitely a future with White Vision. Like,
Okay,
he's coming back. He's gonna be very important."
Yeah.
All right. Then we got the Secret Wars. That's a series, I believe, that's coming up. Secret
Limited
Wars.
series, yeah.
And then is Beyonder going to be in that? I don't know if you're familiar with the Beyonder, but I'm questioning the Beyonder going to be in that. Is it going to be Battle World? Is like how many people are going to be in that?
They just confirmed. I mean, they kind of confirmed it just by this movie existing. But I think they said that John Krasinski is officially on as Reed Richards.
That was the next question I had.
Fantastic
Is
Four
he?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
just got
we
announced
read it
today.
earlier today.
So he's been playing the long game too, telling people
he pulled the old Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
but his wife, she's not, because I know she said she's not down to.
Please do God bring Emily Blunt.
If Emily Blunt,
the chemistry would be
Emily
amazing.
Blunt, I don't think wants to do a Marvel superhero though. I don't think she does.
I think
she said she doesn't want to.
I think it's.
Really?
But if her husband is now, maybe.
you look at Scarlet Witch, and you look
Emily Blunt was supposed to be the choice for Black Widow.
She was, yeah.
And she turned it down because she said she didn't want to be locked into playing one character for that many years of her career.
But now,
now
they're not doing long, 9-movie contracts.
That is
now they're kind
very
of doing it more piecemeal.
So if they're doing it more one at
which
a time,
is why we get these great actors coming and doing
great actors like,
Then
I don't
she
have to
might.
sign on for 9 movies.
Yeah, like you
very
said, with her
well
husband and doing
because
it.
that was the reason she didn't want to do it, is because she said, I don't want to be playing one character for the next decade.
My thing, if you get both of them, I would be so hyped, because to pull Emily Blunt, that script got to be fucking solid. and I'm like, Fantastic Four has been so cursed. I've enjoyed the Fantastic Four movies that have come out, but they've been so cursed.
They've put their arms around everything that has been awful before so far, and they've brought it back in, and they've healed it. They haven't ignored it. They've acknowledged it.
They better heal Silver Surfer. He's one of my favorite Marvel comic characters ever. They better heal him.
I know.
There's nothing wrong with Lawrence Fishburne, but they did him a little dirty in the movie.
I know.
Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne was there?
Yeah, he just, I don't know. They didn't give him. He had my family. I'm doing this for my family. It wasn't strong enough. Yeah. It needed more.
I heard Feige say, I'm curious about your guys' opinion on this, because I know what my opinion is. I heard people saying about the whole Kang thing, what is our through line going to be? Marvel has said we're not doing an Infinity War saga through line, one big bad like we did with Thanos. That's kind of what they're skirting around. And people are like, but why not? But so there was confusion about okay, we basically had Loki and Sylvie break the multiverse, and then we had No Way Home break the multiverse, and then this is the multiverse, and it's what is going on, And so they asked Feige on the red carpet for Multiverse of Madness, and he goes, look, I'm going to tell you one thing. Loki and Sylvie killing He Who Remains broke the multiverse.
Yeah.
Because they broke the multiverse, that then allowed Doctor Strange to be able to botch the spell. Otherwise, the Timekeepers would have come in and put a stop to it, which is what caused No Way Home. And because of that, because of people learning now about the multiverse, like Doctor Strange, like Wanda, now that's what's causing America Chavez and other people to be, our Earth 616, learning more about the multiverse.
Forgot about Earth 616 thing.
And so, do you think, because this is, it's the Sony of it all, do you think that actually was the 1, 2, 3, or do you think Feige's a really good talker and he's a really good justifier?
He's a good justifier. We already know that they were supposed to be released in a different order.
Yeah.
But it's a really good justification.
Well,
I just heard it and I was like,
Well, technically, Loki was still supposed to come out first, so that all still makes sense.
But like Loki and then Multiverse of Madness makes more sense. You know what I mean? Like that
Strange was going to come out first
before No Way Home,
and then No Way Home, and then Chavez was going to. I thought Chavez was going to debut in. No, I guess you can't debut in No Way Home, right?
No, so it was. It was supposed to be in the opposite order.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Loki and Sylvie killing He Who Remains, and then the next thing being Multiverse of Madness, and then literally busting open, I think would have made more sense. I think that was Feige's plan.
Yeah.
And then he tried to be like,
would he have had the third eye in a?
Yeah.
Would he have had the third eye there?
It was a very, very smooth interview response.
Yeah.
So I had to know because I
played out well the way
I was like,
it played out.
I think you are great at what you do. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, so you answered my one question about Krasinski coming back to the Fantastic Four movie. I didn't know that. I hope his wife gets in there.
Please.
And do y'all think that Yatsil will play a bigger part moving forward? And
no.
I'm sorry, Nate, but no, I don't think she will.
Yatsil's not going to happen.
All right. This concludes. It does conclude it though.
Yeah.
That was it. That was everything, man.
Cool.
Damn, I can't wait for the next one. We got Obi-Wan coming out.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, so y'all down to cover that on a weekly basis?
We'll be watching.
Is that cool? No.
Especially the biggest.
Y'all know if they ever skip out on me 1 week and be like, "Yeah, we can't make it, Nate." I mean, that's all good. I'll still come talk to y'all. I don't know as much as they do about Star Wars. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna just be in here like, yeah. So that was dope when that one dude was, you know what I mean, with the thing, and then a lot of y'all means and Johns and stuff. Yeah, that John with the, you know what I mean, it was coming up. And then he sliced him. So that was
call with you.
Yeah.
They came in. Call an X-wing.
Yeah, the X-wing. It like zipped in there, and then I was like, oh man. Then he sparked she had the, and it sparked the
lightsaber.
But why is it circle? Is it all right? The Inquisitor lightsaber
it rotates in a big circle. They can fly like a helicopter.
I'm gonna look up Inquisitor first. This word mean?
What does
Inquisitor.
that word mean?
It's college word. But and if you want to become a patron and help us out and help our arts and everything like that, go to patreon.com/LylesNate. Support our channel, support our arts, support people. All right, y'all. Everybody have a good night, and until next time, stay royal, stay loyal. Peace out.